Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to be talking about how I stay safe as a solo traveler. I travel pretty often and one of the questions I get all the time is, are you here alone? Do you know anyone here? Who'd you come with, etc. It's like one of the most common questions. It's that, and then what is your favorite country? It's like super generic questions that people ask all the time, but I understand. I guess if you don't have any other conversation points, then that's your go-to. But anyways, there's a few reasons how I'm able to stay safe, and I'm going to give you guys those tips so you can stay safe as well when you start traveling. The first is to always be connected. So I currently have about 3 phones. So this is one of them. I got one in the background helping with the lighting, and I got another one to the side. But I'm always connected when I go to another country. So what I do is I'll have my main phone number, and then when I go to another country, I'll get a local phone number. So like SIM card, data, etc. when I'm over there. So at all times I can have some type of connection going on. Typically, I avoid buying SIM cards and things like that at the airport. Y'all see my videos about it, how, once you leave the airport, it's typically cheaper. But hey, if you're a beginner traveler or you don't feel comfortable or you just want that extra sense of security, you can definitely buy it at the airport. Just know it's going to be a little cheaper. But if you're somewhere like Thailand, you don't have to worry about safety like that, so it's easy to go to the nearest 7-Eleven, save $5, $10, $20, etc. and get it like that, right? But that's one reason why I'm able to stay connected, because I always got the internet or some type of data going on. And usually when you land at an airport, they should have some type of free Wi-Fi. If you go to a country and they don't have free Wi-Fi at their airport, that could be a huge red flag. And I do want to say what's up to all the people in the channel, or I'm sorry, all the people on the live, CT Gamer, Griselda, I see y'all. I'm doing live and I'm performing a video at the same time, so keep that in mind. But yeah, you want to stay connected, and there's a lot of free apps that can imitate a phone. So for example, I noticed in Latin America they use like WhatsApp, right? But then when you're in Japan, they use Line. When you're in South Korea, they use Kakao Talk. Usually each region or each place will have its own free version of an app that can do phone calls. I think WhatsApp is one of the more popular ones in the world, right? Especially now that it's owned by Meta, right? So it got even bigger. But pretty much it's like it's like an application and it goes straight off data, but you can do phone calls and text message on it. So I have all my family members like, hey, make sure you download this app so no matter what, I can text and call you. And the good thing about it is it saves information. So let's say you have a normal cell phone plan and someone's trying to text or call you, right? If one of you doesn't have reception, then it may not go through, but it may look like it went through on the other person's side. The good thing about WhatsApp, because it's data encrypted, it goes to their server. So as soon as this person gets connection, the message downloads there. So you don't have to worry about messages getting lost. So that's one of the beautiful parts of it. Because sometimes I may walk around and maybe I'll lose internet or something like that. But hey, as soon as I connect, I can see all the messages my family or friends were trying to send me. So get some type of data, some type of plan like that to allow you to do those free calls. And another thing when it comes to WhatsApp or just talking in general is addresses. So when I travel, one thing I do is I like to provide my family members with my address. So for example, when I was going to Asia recently, I already knew the addresses I was staying. So I tell them, hey, this is my address. I plan on staying here for this amount of time, etc. This is the name of the person who I'm renting it through. This is their contact information. Just to have that extra level of protection, right? I want them to know what's going on. And then, like when I went to Malaysia, right? I changed plans because I was supposed to be in Thailand longer. But long story short, with the earthquake and then food and all that type of stuff, I ended up changing for Malaysia for some of my trip. But I kept my family updated. I was like, hey, here's my new Malaysian address. Here's what's going on. Here's the person I'm renting through. I plan on being here for this long. Keeping them updated, right? Little things like these can make the difference. And you may be wondering, has anything ever happened to you? Have you ever got kidnapped? Blah, blah, blah. For the most part, I've been safe, right? I've been to 16 countries now. I never had anything too crazy happen to me. I got jumped by some locals, or maybe I got stranded temporarily in a foreign country, or didn't know my way, or maybe lost some money on a few accident situations, but nothing major has happened to me as far as safety. I did have a health scare in South Korea, but that was more so food and things related like that rather than Korea itself. Now, with that being said, I want to say one of the most powerful things you can do is befriend the locals. So every country I go to, I try to meet new people. So I don't like doing the typical tourist thing. Go there for a weekend, a day or two, stay in the tourist area, only talk to people from my country. I feel like that's kind of silly. If you're gonna go all the way to another country, why not talk to the people who actually live there? Or people who are similar to you, maybe they came from somewhere else and they want to visit. So when I travel, I tell myself like, hey, I want to actually interact with the people, get the real vibe, see what's going on. So what I do is a lot of times, especially if I feel safe in a country, somewhere like Thailand, right? That has a low crime rate, Malaysia, low crime rate. I'll try to stay kind of out of the tourist area a little bit. I still want to be where the action's at, but not directly in the tourist area. And what I'll do is I'll make friends with the locals, right? And instead of renting through a hotel, I rent through Airbnb. So I'm getting an actual local experience. And once you rent from that local on Airbnb, Vrbo, something like that, where you're talking directly to a local, you can ask them, hey, what are the hot spots? What are the areas you recommend for me? What are the areas I should avoid? Which restaurants do you think have the best food? What are 10 things I can do in this city? And because you're already paying them for a service, they're not going to hesitate to tell you what's going on in their city. And they've been there for a good amount of time, so they can give you information you may not be privy to, right? So definitely take advantage of that. But outside of meeting the host, you want to meet actual locals. So one thing I do is I'll just be walking around and I'll just talk to random people. Hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Always keep that conversation open. I'm looking for eye contact to see who seems like they got an engaging personality, right? Some people want to be left alone. Some people are more open to talking. You got to be able to read the vibe. There's been instances where I'll go to a country, right? And I may not know anyone. Like the first time I went to Thailand, I didn't know anyone. But then by the time I left, I had a few locals. And now, one of the people I talk to on a semi-regular basis, right? A Thai person. Now I have like a direct connect there. So now it's like we can travel to other countries together. And also we can, this person can tell me all type of insights, right? That I may not know. So that's why it's very powerful to talk to locals. When you talk to the locals as well, it can actually save you money. Because if you're new to somewhere, you may not know what's really going on when it comes to like the food scene and saving money and going to the market versus the grocery store. But this person is going to lace you with the game and be like, hey, don't go here, come over here. It's going to be a lot cheaper. I'm telling you, you got to invest in the locals. Whatever you do, when you go to these countries, make friends from the locals. They can even protect you from a legal perspective, right? A lot of times people go to the country and they don't even know like the laws fully. They don't know the lay of the land. So they're kind of walking into things blindly, right? Some people don't know, like when you're in Singapore, you cannot chew gum, or you cannot sell gum, I should say, right? Some people don't know that. Or when you're using a public toilet in Singapore, you're supposed to flush the toilet and make sure it's also clean. If not, you may be charged a fine. Simple things like this, singing in public. There's certain countries that it's illegal to sing in public. You got some locals with you, they're gonna tell you the ups, the downs, and all type of turnarounds. Just checking the chat real quick. Garbins, how you feeling today? Good morning. But yeah, another way you can stay safe when it comes to traveling as a solo person is also meet other travelers. So it's cool to meet the locals, but one thing I found when I went to these other countries, because my biggest concern was like, okay, is there other people gonna be there? I remember the first time I went to Spain, that was years ago, over 10 years ago at this point. But I remember telling myself like, am I gonna be the only American? Am I gonna be the only black person? And then I go over there, I see other Americans. At the time, I didn't see too many black people. Now, every couple of years I go back, it's more of an increase, which is cool. I see it become more diverse. I see more Latinos now, more Middle Eastern people, more black people. So every few years I see the diversity going up there, which is cool. But you may feel a sense of like, oh, I don't know what's going on, or you may feel alone. I'm here to tell you that you don't have to feel that way. Most people I meet now are traveling solo, whether it's male or female. They come, it's crazy. I think because of social media, Instagram, the internet, people feel more comfortable traveling solo. They actually have apps now and groups where you can connect with people who are also traveling solo. And you can go to hostels. some people, this is a genius idea. I heard this, I think I was in Europe the last time I heard this, but there's people who they'll have a place they're staying in a country, but then they'll have almost like a backup place. So maybe they rent an Airbnb for a week, but then they rented this hostel for 4 days. And they're not even sleeping at the hostel. The only reason why they chose the hostel is because it's super cheap, 5, 10, 15 US dollars a night. And they're actually living at the Airbnb, but they come back and forth to the hostel only because they know they can meet people at the hostel. Because they're like, yo, I don't want to necessarily sleep next to a bunch of random people, but I can take advantage of the hostel situation, right? I think that's a genius idea. Actually, I'm going to start doing that. Once I heard that, I'm like, why did I never think of that? Because if you think about it, hostels are usually very affordable. So you just go there during the daytime, and then certain hostels have activities for the group. Like, yeah, let's do this, guys. Let's do this, blah, blah, blah. You go there, hang out, meet some locals, meet some tourists, some travelers, connect with them, some expats, and then go about your way, right? Another thing when it comes to meeting people, there are expat communities, there are foreign communities, there are digital nomad communities in most countries at this point. You go to Thailand, you go to Spain, you go to Portugal, you go to South Africa, there's going to be a community of people who are from another country that live there and they do digital work. So it's up to you to connect with that community. Most of them are on websites like Internations, or they got Facebook groups or Twitter groups. Those are usually the most common ways to connect with those group of people. Another way you can stay safe when you're in a country as a solo traveler is by utilizing social media. So what I mean by that is there are certain countries that have a reputation where the people there may try to take advantage of you if they believe you're from Canada, United States, UK, things like that. Developed countries, they perceive you as having more status and more wealth, or they may think you have more money than you actually have, so you become a target. So some people, they'll go on dating apps or they use Instagram to meet people. But I'm saying if you're going to do that route, make sure you filter the people. So what you can do is, a lot of dating apps now, they have it to where you can have someone verify who they are by uploading a photo. And then at the same time, you can video chat with that person just to verify, okay, does everything look all right? How's their vibe? Before you ever meet them in the physical. So if you're meeting somebody through Instagram, through X, through Facebook, through dating apps, I recommend you do some type of conferencing, some type of intervention, some type of filtering, so you can see that person is A, who they say they are, B, they don't seem off, and then 3, if you have contact information for them outside of a phone number, it makes it a little more valid. I feel like someone who provides their phone number, their social media handles, and all these different contact methods is less likely to take advantage of you. I'm not saying it can't happen, I'm just saying the chances are down. Another thing you can do is, like, if you have a social media presence, so let's say you have a decent amount of followers, or maybe you're like Garbons, who's currently watching this video, and you know you got a YouTube channel, you can take advantage of that. What you can do is you can record someone with their consent, of course, but I'm saying you could do it in a way that's so stealth it looks natural. So for example, let's say you and a person are going out to eat dinner. You're gonna tell them, hey, I'm posting this on my IG story, whatever. You're posting the restaurant, the food, blah, 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 blah. You're also doing a video with the person. So this is like an extra layer, right? So if you feel uncomfortable with a person, you can do like a video. Which, if you feel uncomfortable, you shouldn't be there. But I'm just saying, just that extra level of protection. You can do a video with someone, hey, blah, 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 we're at this restaurant. Now people have a visual on the person, a face, and they can see where you're at, your last location, the restaurant, etc. Steps like this, right? You're having fun, you're relaxing, but you're also protecting yourself because you just never know what's out there. And in some countries, especially in South America, they have it to where if you bring a guest to your location, certain places require that guest to check in. So I like that, right? Certain places, they got a guard at the bottom. They be like, hey, what's the person's name? Let me see their ID. I even think Thailand is like that in certain parts, right? So that's an additional level of security you can take. But for the last step I wanted to say you can do is go to your local country's website. So I know for the States, they have something called travel advisories. So we have official government websites where it ranks it. I believe it's 1 through 5. They also have it color coordinated, like the closer it gets to dark red, the more dangerous it is. You can use a website like that to see what the danger level is. Okay, in this country, it's a level 5. This country's a level 2, right? And they'll tell you like, hey, watch out for warning, or hey, this country's cool. You just got to worry about for pickpocketing. This country may have terrorist attacks, so they break it down for you. Another website, I don't get sponsored by them, but I think it's a good website. It's called Nomad.com. You can actually directly enter cities, states, and countries and compare them. So you have like Detroit, Michigan versus San Francisco, California versus Vienna, Austria. And it'll give you the crime index, the rate of people getting assassinated, thief, burglary, stuff like that. So these are a few tips, but if you have any more questions, comments, concerns, make sure you reach out to me. I have an official Discord group. It's currently free. Anyone who's joining in these early days is going to get exclusive membership perks, and they don't have to worry about paying for them. In the future, there will be a fee associated with the Discord group, but at this particular moment, it's free. Anyone who joins now, you're going to get grandfathered in, so you don't have to ever worry about paying. But the people who come later, they are going to have to pay. But for right now, make sure you hit the link in the description to join the Discord, and peace.